Alright, so I thought I'd make this quick video to share our methods for helping our clients to stand out in extremely saturated niches. So to give some context, 90% of our clients are helping e-commerce brands, they're helping SaaS businesses, they're helping agencies. And as you might know already, there are tons and tons and tons of people helping the exact same niche, the exact same, target. So when there's so many people going after the same target, it becomes extremely difficult to stand out. But what we've done is, we've perfected this over way too many tests. But what we've done is we've found many ways to actually stand out. And the truth is that if you're not getting the attention of the person or the businesses that you want to work with, so if you're going after e-commerce brands and you're not getting responses, people aren't just booking in meetings with you, they're not wanting to sign up because they compare you to everyone else, if that's happening, then it's probably because you're not standing out, right? And that's what I'm going to sort out in this video, what I'm going to help you to solve. Because if you can stand out, if you can be seen as a unique solution, then signing clients becomes pretty straightforward, right? So firstly, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ethan Welby. I'm the co-founder of Agency Growth Partner. We've been helping tons and tons and tons and tons of marketing agencies to increase revenue by 50 to 100K a month within 6 to 9 months. And the way we do this is by building out client acquisition machines, right? Most of these agencies, they already have the foundations in place that they need to scale. They have the case studies, they have the past results, they have revenue coming in, they have everything ready. They just need to be speaking to more qualified prospects on a daily basis, and we help them to do this and then convert them into clients. So if you want more information, there'll be a link in the description. I made a video explaining exactly how we do this, what you'd need to actually get this outcome, and how you can get a ton of value, without even working with us, if you'd like. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want you to understand is that saturation, right? Saturation in this case is just meaning that there are tons and tons of people going after the same target. So we don't want to look at saturation as a bad thing, right? Saturation, meaning more people, it's actually a good indication because it indicates that there is a ton of opportunity and a ton of money in that market. But, and that's the caveat, the money is only for the people who know how to do what I'm going to talk about in this video. They know how to stand out. They know how to, segment the niche to get, specific pain points, specific desires. So we want to look at this as a good thing. So if we were to look at the market of e-commerce, for example, okay? This is e-com. And I use e-com as an example because 90% of our clients are in e-commerce and similar businesses, so it's very familiar. So what most agencies do is they say, my niche is e-commerce brands. But what they don't realize is that this is way too broad, right? This is way too broad of a niche because there are so many different types of e-commerce brands. There are e-commerce brands that, making 5K a month. There's e-commerce brands making billions per month, right? There's some in the health industry. There's some in the footwear industry. So because there's so many niches, right, in the niche of e-commerce, there's anything that you say to them will be speaking too broadly. It's the equivalent of saying, I help online businesses, or I help businesses. And when that's the case, there are so many other people that help businesses, so how are you going to stand out? So the first thing that I want you to do, and what we do for all of our clients right now, is niche, and the niche again, right? So let's say we have e-commerce over here. But if we go a level deeper and we only target, fashion and apparel. Fashion. Okay? So instead of going after e-commerce brands, we're going after fashion brands. But what you notice when you go down into, a sub-niche is that the problems that they face are specific to them. So if we think about it, the problems that a fashion brand faces will be different to a problem that a beverage brand faces, right? They're worried about, manufacturing, they're worried about, returns, all these different things. And a beverage brand might be worried about, how to make the actual beverage, whatever it might be. But when we understand that all sales is speaking on their pain points and solving their problems, when we realize that all we're doing is solving their problems, the more specific we can get on the problem, the more interest we'll get, right? So we understand that in order to get their attention, in order to stand out, in order to convert them into clients, we need to understand their problems better than anyone else. Because if we can do that, there'll be the highest likelihood of them working with us because we can solve their problems. So this also decreases the market size. So again, you're competing with less people because only a select few only target fashion brands. So that is your differentiation. That allows you to stand out firstly. But what we recommend doing is going even a level deeper. So we have e-commerce, we have fashion, but let's say we go after not only just fashion, but streetwear brands, right? This is just a type of fashion, right? Streetwear, let's just assume that's a streetwear. So now we've gone from e-commerce to fashion to a sub-niche of fashion, which is streetwear. And again, if we compare streetwear brands to, I don't know, women's, swimwear, they're going to have different problems. They're going to have different selling points. They're going to have different target audience. So again, the more specific we can get on the niche, the more specific the problems we can solve, and the more effective our messaging will be. Because imagine we went to a streetwear brand and we spoke on super specific problems. It's like, if you use this, this shorts, and then we help you solve this problem where you can get this manufactured at 20% less and help increase your revenue by 100K while decreasing your return rate. All these specific things, as opposed to just the broad things that you can say to e-commerce brands, which is, we'll increase your sales. But what else? Right? And I hope you're understanding this point, because this is really the difference between the 99% of people, the 99.9% of people reaching out to e-commerce brands, they get no responses, versus us and the 0.1% who are getting insanely good results and a lot of responses and a lot of bookings and a lot of sales because of this one thing. Because if you just reach out to e-commerce brands and you say, we'll increase your sales, yes, but so does everyone else, right? Because you can't get specific on the problems. But if you go to fashion brands and you say, we'll increase your sales, but we'll also decrease your return rate, again, that's even deeper. And then same with streetwear. We can help you increase your sales by 100K, decrease your return rate, but also, increase the manufacturing efficiency of this one specific type of clothing, right? And that's going to be way more appealing because you understand them. So that's the first thing. Make sure that if you are in a saturated niche, the solution is to go deeper, to segment that niche into a smaller niche, to a sub-niche, and then go into a sub-niche of the sub-niche. And this applies to every single industry. If you're going after software brands, SaaS companies, you can, instead of just saying, we help SaaS, right? Just replace this with like SaaS. Software as a service, that's what it stands for, by the way. Instead of just going after the entire thing, you could go after B2B software, B2B. Then you could go after B2B marketing software. And again, you're going to have a competitive advantage because you can differentiate yourself. You can stand out by calling their specific problems and their specific desires, as opposed to just saying, we'll increase your sales like everyone else is doing, right? So the third and final thing is upfront value. So of course, by doing this alone, you will get 5, 10, 20 times the results of what you're doing now, just by going after specific sub niches. But another way to stand out is through upfront value. So the way you can see it is you're competing with all these people, and I've represented them like this because to the prospect, they all look exactly the same. They just look like a marketing agency, another one of those. And if you've ever been asked on a call, in a message, wherever it might be, if you've ever been asked, how are you different from everyone else? How are you different from the other marketing agency? How are you different from this other guy that's cheaper, or this guy that can, do it for $15 on Fiverr. If you've ever been asked that, it's just an indication that you're not seen as unique, and to the prospect you look like everyone else, right? And that's obviously the biggest problem that we help our clients to solve using a ton of other methods. But to give the short answer, another way to stand out is through upfront value. So anything that you can provide upfront will allow you to stand out. So one of my favorite ways to do this is with content. So imagine that in these people, they have outreach methods. They're reaching out to their prospects, they're reaching out to these e-commerce brands over here. This is the e-com brand, e-com. They're reaching out, but they all just say the same message, and it gets no results, right? They all just say, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, book a call, do you have time on Monday, do you have time on Monday? And nothing works. But then you come along, because you watched this video. I'm trying to see how I can change the color. You come along, and this is you, because you watched this video, and you provide value up front. So instead of saying, book a call with me, book a call, what you say is, I made this quick video explaining how you can implement this email flow within 30 minutes, and you can probably generate on average around an extra $4,000 every single month. And I made a YouTube video explaining exactly how to do it. Here it is. And because you do that, and they can genuinely get value from it, right? And there's a lot of other reasons why this works so well. Another one is that by creating a video and the person being able to watch it, it also puts a face to the message, right? It puts a face to the agency. So many of these other agencies, if they're sending email outreach, for example, they're just another email, right? They're just seen as some text on a screen. But when you provide value in this way, and through video, for example, as well, it builds a lot more trust. So firstly, you're not just seen as text on a screen, but by providing value that actually is useful, they can put it into practice, and it's going to allow them to see you as the expert that you are, right? It's going to allow them to see you as the expert that you are. And that immediately will differentiate you. It will allow you to stand out from everyone else, because the biggest hindrance, the biggest thing stopping these agencies from getting this business is the lack of trust. They just don't trust that you can actually deliver on what you say you're delivering on, because everyone says the exact same thing. So if you can provide an indication of your ability, of your skill up front, then they're going to be way more likely to be interested and get onto a call and, have the conversation. And then other ways of doing it besides content, YouTube videos, that's my favorite one. That's one of the reasons why I make these videos, because, they can be useful. Another one is case studies. Now, for all of our clients, what we like to do is we create case study videos, right? So this means interviewing their past clients, figuring out where they were before working with them, where they were after, and what they did to actually bridge that gap. And we turn them into sales assets that we can distribute all over. And if you want more info on this, just check this video and it'll explain how you can learn more. But this is another way, because it's literally just a case study selling for you. So content, case studies, and any value that you can think of. So it doesn't have to be YouTube videos. I'd recommend it. But even if it could be, useful tips that you genuinely saw on their website, an improvement that they can make, just send over a quick loom, just explaining it, right? This is going to differentiate you from everyone else, okay? So I hope you found this video useful. Obviously, we can go a lot deeper into these topics, but, I try to keep these videos relatively short. But otherwise, if you want more information on how we can do this for you, a completely done for you basis, just check the link in the description and this will explain everything. Otherwise, I will talk to you in the next one.